Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, there we are. We are live.
Go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Ready. So,
Up on it.
yeah, that man going crazy already. So, hey, welcome to season. We ain't gonna season it no more. It's just episode 6. If this world were mine, apologies. You only see 3 of us. Unfortunately, life starts happening. The compass couldn't navigate his way to get here to be on live with us. So, we'll press on. We'll hold our brother down. We got him on the shirts and everything, and we're going to represent for him. So what is going on, my good people?
There you go.
Yeah, we all back there. The compass just couldn't navigate and get on. We just leave it at that. We keep it pressing because life does happen to us all, don't we know it? So getting into it, what's going on, all my good people? Thanks for joining in. We had a couple technical difficulties trying to get started, but we are here. We're on live. We're ready to rock with you. Got a little bit of a scramble that happened, as we just previously mentioned, but we'll keep it moving. Just bear with us. We still got more content coming week after week after week. So just stick with us. So I'm here with my guy, Hector. I ain't gonna call him Ranting Rivera, but Hector Rivera, my guy, my bro. I'm here with
man.
Philly P. Philly P wants all the smoke, and of course we are missing the compass. So yeah, we will roll with that. So we, a little bit of a stumble, like I said, because the compass is actually going to do our intro and everything like that. We're just gonna jump into it. The title of the episode is if this world were mine, and that's just exactly what it is. I don't know how we want to attack it. Like Hector, if you were president, literally, if this world was yours, like some of the things we want to change. What do you see? How do you feel? Your perspective, your outlook, your views, whatever. But if this world were yours, the world was your oyster. You know what I'm saying? What would it look like? What are you tired of seeing? What do you want to see change? You let me know. If this world were mine.
You know it, baby.
Hit him with that loop.
Yeah.
Nah, with the knives. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. I heard it.
Nah, I mean, shoot, man. I don't know.
What? We did all that build up for you to say, I don't know.
Hey,
That's how you kick it off.
I free all my sons. Nah, but for real.
That's how you kick off the Super Bowl. Man, I don't know,
man. Nah, man. Honestly, bro, if I ruled the world, the biggest thing that I always thought about was I would eliminate money altogether. Money's not real. You know what I'm saying? Just a piece of paper or some bullshit to put us in different classes for one group to control the next, man. We could all be rich. We could all have cars. We could all have houses. We could all have mansions. We could all have everything if we would just work with each other. You feel me? It costs nothing for agriculture. It costs nothing to build a house. It literally costs nothing to run everything. You feel me? It's just a matter of everyone working together. If that was the case, everybody would be living good as shit. Just do your part. You feel me?
Right.
Do your part. There's more than enough to go around. Weed, I legalized the shit out of it. Worldwide, man. Worldwide. I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that it's actually helped with anxiety and things of that nature. A lot of medicinal benefits to it. If I ruled the world, all my kids would be living with me. You know what I mean?
If it was up to you.
You know what I'm saying? I'd have a packed house, man. Been there, done that. I'd do it again 1,000 times over, man.
Hey, that's a big crib, so I need a room in that joint too. I need a spot.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, in reality, man, all my friends, all my close friends, all my real friends. You know what I mean? Anybody that means anything to you, just an abundance of health and wealth, man. Kids will grow up not knowing the madness that's going around. Pops would be in the States and not in Africa acting a nut. You feel me? Man, it just, it's so much, man. It's just so much. So much. It's an impossibility to make everything happen. You feel me?
Right, right. But in Hector, in Rivera's world, you'd have all your kids, legalize marijuana. So there is no currency. We would go back to the barter and trade back in the day.
Well,
I trade you two fish for a loaf of bread and
well, not even that, man. I mean, everything would be, let's say right now, a household to last 2 weeks with food. What you thinking? 300, 350? You know what I'm saying? About $350 for 2 weeks. A family of five.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good amount, right? So I would make it to where everything would just be rationed to that percentage or according to the size of your family, man. Like I said, it costs nothing to make everything, man. You know what I mean? It really does. And the only reason that people get paid and we spend money and we buy this and we buy that, like I said, man, it's just to keep people in different classes, man. It's to keep them divided, keep the rich feeling like they above everybody and so forth. And it's been like that since forever. So I don't see it changing, but if it was up to me, that would be my solution, man. Everybody just work together and everybody live good. Because it's more than enough space in this damn world for everybody to own a house, man.
That's true.
There's no reason why anybody should be homeless. There's no reason why anybody is starving. I mean, agriculture alone, man. I mean, you can plant anything in this world.
That's a true fact.
Everybody can eat. We could all look like Sam off of Game of Thrones. We could all just be fat, man. You know what I mean? Living good.
Sorry, I can't relate. Never seen it. Never will, probably. Never seen the episode. Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. Nah, I'm out.
It's not Dungeons. You know what?
You tried to put me on that a couple of times. Yeah,
man,
you tried to put me on it, but
it goes so hard, man.
So I can dig it. Like, this world being yours sound like I come and live in Rivera land, or I like it.
I love it. Like I said,
I bet you do.
We'd be able to do whatever. Everybody just pull your weight. Everybody just get a job and you just work that job and just know that you don't have to worry about, instead of paying bills, you ain't got bills. You ain't got to pay no house note. You ain't got to pay no light bill, water bill. You're working to keep what you have, pretty much.
Wait, I still got a job? I'm still going to work for.
That's where the money thing come in, man. Because you thinking if I got to work, I got to get paid.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is everybody work together to have everything. And like I said, it don't cost nothing to grow plants and build houses. Like, it don't cost nothing. It's just a matter of people just wanting to work with each other to just achieve that goal. And at the end of the day, the money that we have, what does it go to? Car note, insurance, phone bill, house insurance, life insurance. You know what I'm saying? The money that you make, you paying towards all that stuff anyway. So really, if you just negate the money, you just working to keep what you got.
So
sometimes
you one of them, you would
sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't.
Right. So you under that proponent of like you would. So right now people live to work. So you just saying you just work to live.
Yeah,
you just be doing
to live.
To live. Okay.
Now it wouldn't be no pardon my term, but no slave ass job where you just sweat and then you feel like you're not getting your just due.
Right.
You know what I mean? It would just be a nice simple job. Nobody got to work 10, 12 hours, man. You can break it up to 4 or 5 shifts. You feel me? And everybody work 3-4 hours a day. As long as you could, you pulling your weight, man, it'd be straight.
All
so
good.
You just working for your house,
So,
what I mean?
So before, we like I said, we ain't throwing. Well, I guess we segue and stuff before we go to Paul. So when you saying like everybody pull their weight or whatever, so you could literally go. You want to really almost even go back to like it takes a village or whatever. We have a plot of land we build and we live off the land, and you like you say you go to work and you do whatever, but it's what are you bringing to the table? That's what you're saying. Like basically, it takes a village.
Exactly. You look at the African, Indian. Pick a village. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? In the West Indies, it don't matter. You got your warriors. You got your, you know what I mean? You got your women that raise the kids and they cook the food. You got the kids that help to hunt, and everybody's got a part to play. Nobody's just sitting around doing nothing.
Paul, the young fella, where you enlighten me.
So
first of all, I got to throw this in there. This is where we usually go to the compass, and he'd be like, first of all, what up, fellas, and okay, right, and then he go into it or whatever. So, but we just gonna give the Philly. Tell me about it, young fella. If this world were yours, if this was P. Alexander Wally's world, what it look like? What it's talking about?
All right. So, real quick, as far as what Hector said, I agree with some of it, but collectively, everything that he said works without greed. That's it. So if it is, one of them situations where it takes a village, and it's crazy because everybody has the bare necessities. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be funny or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Just if you think about it, it's just if you got the bare necessities, you really don't need anything else. Everything else is just a want. You know what I'm saying? Or a personal preference type of thing. But back in the times where you look at it culturally, that's all that people were about. It was like, you take care of the elderly, you take care of the children, you protect the women, and you know what I'm saying? The men get to it. Like it's no other way around it. You know what I'm saying? And then once you bring everything home, you just divvy up what needs to go where. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well,
allocation.
All we need is this for the night. Or all we need is this for the rest, the next couple of days. And oh, well, hey, give this like what they used to do when they used to hunt, kill animals and use the fur for, like coats and blankets or whatever. Give this extra blanket to the older people in that, in that house over there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like everything it's possible for it to work until you start, oh, well, I want more of this for myself. Or, damn, yo, we just made how much money off of this? I got to get my own cut of that. Like that's where the problem comes in. Like everybody's not comfortable enough with the little bit of what they have. So everybody just wants more. But
we want more.
Yeah.
So what I understand is once we start getting paid, you gonna want more then.
But if you look at it the same as what P was saying, like if you working, you expecting to get paid for it. But for me, the extra things that I want, I usually kind of apply it for just myself. So I can go without, because the extra that I'm willing to do or the extra that I want to have just right off the rip, that's going to go to my family anyway. So the extra for me is like, I might try to hit some of this OT because there's a couple of pairs of kicks coming out, or I want to get another tat and I ain't got no room left. But, at that point, like, oh, I'm trying to get another tat next month, my birthday, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's where it's like, I'm willing to do some of the extra stuff, but that's just, just personally for myself. But just the first, second, and even third thought of everything is like, is the family good? You checking off those initial boxes. How much food we got? Lights is still on. Kids, you know what I'm saying? Kids don't need nothing. Kids is good. Everybody's safe. Like, that's it. Like, it's been plenty of times where, leading up to this point where we as men may have been like scratching to get to the next paycheck type of thing. And then, it's times where we're good with just breaking even of, yo, we got paid, all the bills is paid, it's not that much left, you know what I'm saying, to go have no fun, but all the bills is paid, so I can go to sleep, comfortably tonight. And
lights on, heat's on. I mean, we got ramen noodles and hot dogs. We good.
Man, what?
To next month.
I was a road warrior off of ramen noodles and Gatorade for like a month. I don't want to hear nothing. Like it be like that.
Like the old folks say, when we was in college, though, me and Janet, they, oh, y'all living off of love, because there was some times where, you know,
Hey,
had
me
to
and my
wait.
wife had them conversations too. Like, you know, before we were together, it was a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and me just kind of going my own way, just breaking off with, you know, the group of people I used to be around. It was a lot of that. It was a lot of soul searching, and you go to sleep and your appetite is literally just a dream about something that you want, because you damn sure ain't have it in front of you, or you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You wasn't gonna wake up to it. So it was literally just trying to figure out the best way possible to just make it and just make it and just make it. But I don't know. Do you want the president perspective, or just me
I mean,
being me perspective?
It however you want to attack it. Michaela said eating sleep for dinner. Cindy said marijuana is already legal, but I think you mean like
not worldwide. Worldwide.
Yeah, you want it across the yeah. But if you, and she told me eating her hopes and dreams for lunch. But I mean, whether you're the president or whatever, I don't see. And I don't want to cut into mine, because where I am, there is no governmental system. I mean, there's something, literally the law of the land. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there is no, in my world, there is no presidential. There's no parties and all that kind of stuff. And then I started thinking, well, all right, so if you don't have Democrat, Republican, whatever, independents and all that kind of stuff, then if somebody's not agreeing with the lay of the land, the law of the land, then you're gonna have war and stuff. And that's one of the things I want to get away from war and all that kind of stuff. Or y'all can just book it up and move the hell on. You know what I'm saying?
But like you said, off like they do in Game of Thrones.
That's why we can't have nice things.
That's exactly why. So and congratulations.
So to just excuse me. So to just kind of piggyback what I was saying, I look at it like the first thing, you know, you just make sure you got, you know, the bare minimum of what you need for your family, right? But if I was to go outside of the house, collectively, what I would want for everybody else, like me being an artist, me being an art major, and, you know, just being fascinated with all that type of stuff, it may not look like it, but I'm definitely a nerd in that area. And it's like, that was always the first thing to go, you know. And even for me, like even being back home, you know, when my dad was deployed, I was always home. And that was one of the things that we didn't really get a lot of, was like art programs. So luckily the military was, you know, able to expose me to different scenarios and school, you know, programs where I could actually start to excel in, you know, just art and music and stuff. So that part of it was always good. But
they said Hector sound the horn for Paul with the arts and the.
Hey, listen. If Paul was the president, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is all that's playing every morning.
Yo, but you're right.
It would just be called state property all across the board.
See, okay, so like I was saying, like education, right? That's where I would start, because when we were talking about the mentors and just people in general that inspire you outside the household, that, you know, may not be family or parents or whatever. My old African American studies teacher that passed away, like I said, I took one class of his, and he started schooling me to stuff to where every class or every semester he had a class, I took it just because I was trying to pick up them gems, and we just developed a personal relationship. So one day I went to his house, he pulled up a chart, and on the chart, he's showing me all these names of different people and all of these different countries that these people come from. And he's like, go down there, and he was like, find the US on this list. So I go all the way down on the list, and the 26th person on the list was the first person's name up there from the United States. You know what that list was? It was about global intelligence. So the smartest person from our country is ranked 26 in the world.
In the world? Like out of how many? World, it don't even matter. Man. 26 out of, you know.
That was a global ranking. I'm not sure where, but I'm not sure like the total amount of people that actually participated in that, but it was people that were like graduate students and things like that from just any type of field that they got their respective education's in. But the smartest person on that list from the United States was 26. So right
It's
there,
because
that shows a problem where they're taking stuff from that, you know, from the culture in general as far as what they teach our kids. And then collectively, they put so many restraints, or should I say student loans, in the way that really deters people from getting as much education as they may really want to just kind of feed themselves the knowledge that they need.
I mean, at the end of the day, we go to school to learn how to be workers.
Did you go to school? Did you go to school to owe $85,000 in student loans though?
Oh no, I joined the military for that. They ain't paid for it.
Right.
But for real,
No. But I get what you're saying though. But I mean, being in the military, I traveled a lot. So a lot of countries that I went to, education is prioritized, and they work. What was I gonna say? They work on a lot of fact-based education too. Not like here. Like I said, in America, it seems like you go to school to be a worker. I used to work for a doctor when I was a dental assistant, and he was from India. He went straight to dental school out of high school. They didn't have to do prerequisites. They didn't have to do they didn't have to have a bachelor's to go to medical school. No, they just, hey, I want to be a dentist. They went to dental school and they did 4 years and they became a dentist. So for us, it's just a lot of BS in between because it's a college. College is a money grab. At the end of the day, it's a money grab.
What'd you say? You said greed is what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's. I mean, I don't know. Like P, like for you, just think about what you want to do as far as retiring and being on an island somewhere in the near future, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go on that island, you looking at your wife, and y'all like, damn, babe, we made it. And you still owe like $30,000 back in the States because you still got student loans. Like
Right.
that's the part that don't nobody, that kills the whole vibe right there.
It do, man, because like you said, people saying, you know, when the pandemic and stuff, like, yo, well, they not gonna put any interest on it for the, you know, for the foreseeable future and stuff. And people was like half joking, but half serious, like, hey, oh, that man, I wasn't paying on it anyway, because like you said, it's one of the biggest money grabs. You go for an extra 4 or 5 whatever years, and you got to get masters and all that kind of stuff. And they say you're gonna get this good job, and like J. Cole had a lyric way back in the day, you get a good salary just to pay Sally Mae. Like that's all you did. You know what I'm saying? So for 4 years, 4.5 years, 5 years or whatever, yeah, cool. I'm gonna do this, that, and other, and you get out, and I'm 85K in debt from student loans, and I get on Indeed looking for a job, and you need a master's, you know what I'm saying, to be the general manager at the Burger King, not knocking it, and that's gonna pay me 55 a year. So 55 a year, and I got 85 in debt. Like, well, like what's going on?
And
here,
not only that, you need to come out of college with 15 years experience.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing.
Too.
That's why I preach, man, to the kids I go to that I coach. When I coach football, I used to preach to them, hey, I'm a realist. All of y'all ain't gonna make it to the NFL.
Correct.
You feel me? Y'all are small. You're underweight. I love the dream. Push for it if you want it. I'm here to coach you to the best of my ability so you can reach that dream. But if you can't, don't overlook trade schools.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because trade schools, those skills that they teach you in trade schools, a lot of times you get into jobs real quick. My brother dropped out of high school, ain't got no college degree. You know what I'm saying? He out there. This fool make $35 an hour doing rigging, which is really just connecting some ropes to some stuff and moving it out the way. And all he did was go to school for like 3 months.
Right.
And then he worked there for like 2 years, and then he get 35 an hour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He making almost $3,000 a week. And he
And
don't, you know what I'm saying? No degree, no nothing. Just went to a trade school.
I remember a lot of different people, they were sending out that link when, you know, Biden or whoever else was talking about, oh, we looking to knock $10,000 off of student loans, and people was lit up with, you know, so much excitement. Like, oh, like, yo, he about to, I'm sitting there listening to myself like,
10, that's a drop in the bucket.
Right. So here's the thing, like what Hector said, you know, you use the military benefits. My pops being a veteran, I went to art school. I didn't start art school till I was like 20 or 21 or something like that, because he didn't get his full 100% benefits, right? So I had a short amount of time to use his Chapter 35 benefits. So my art degree, when I went to art school, I got that for free. Now here comes the BS of what we've been talking about. Since I've gone back to school since my wife was pregnant with my daughter 5 years ago now, to now working on my master's is exactly where I said, and still counting from 85 up. So it's like, damn, I take the initiative to not only just take the free ride, but now I'm trying to do more because I have different goals and, you know, aspirations.
No doubt.
And you're just hindered. Like Hector said,
Yeah.
other countries, they like, yo, you want to do what? All right, let's go. Like, they ain't got time for all that, which explains a lot to why you see the first American number 26 on that global intelligence list.
Yep.
Because people don't want to invest all that time or looking at it before they even get started and be like, damn, when I'm done with this,
I'm gonna be 33.
Man,
I'm gonna be 33, and then I'm gonna be where? And like I said, I got 3 classes left, and I'm already at 85 G's.
Yep.
With 3 classes left in my master's, and then if I go PhD, just think where I'm gonna be like sitting
150.
underneath a house.
Yeah.
By the time I'm done,
that
right?
to my eyeballs. But it's good. I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Listen. You'll have a master's, man. Go to the Army for 6 years. They'll pay all that off.
They don't want my old ass in there.
Hey, you'd be crazy.
So,
You'd be
I'm
in
looking
office
at
somewhere not doing nothing.
So Patron from high school, she said there isn't any emphasis on how to be an entrepreneur, like the entrepreneurship. I learned a lot of useless information in high school, and that's what we're saying. Trade school being an alternative and everything like that. Then one of my homegirls from College of Charleston, my year there, Kendall, she said my boys learned how to fix cars. They 14 and 13. That's what I'm saying. I could have used them last week. I had to put some new brakes on the whip, and I had to go up here to Goodyear. Them fellas could have got me straight. Support your own. I could have sent that money their way. You know what I mean?
They want to try working on a Panamera so I can get one built from scratch.
You trying to get a Panamera built?
Yeah. So like after they trying to do some work on the low.
No,
So
it's true though, man. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, it is. I mean, so if you had to do it all over, Paul, would you went trade school route? If this world was yours, would you?
Nah.
You right where you want to be.
Yeah, for sure.
I wasn't
right
even about to give y'all the proper answer. Is why I called
you are exactly where you're supposed to be, man.
So
I'm real big on that frame of thought. You are where you're supposed to be. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen in life. You feel me?
So I'll give y'all my rundown of what, if this world were mine, just some of the ideas and everything that I have. And then I was talking to the 2 or 3 people at work, just casually talking to them. I was singing the song, If I Ruled the World. And one guy came over and we started talking. I was asking him. So we started talking back and forth. So I kind of jotted some of those down. So I'll tell you what I'm after, what I see and some of the thoughts I have on it. Then I'll read some of these. We just give it a yay or nay. We can skip it all together or whatever, just to kind of keep it moving. So when I got into this and I was thinking about it, because my wife said it, Jenna says it all of the time. Well, let me start where Abraham Maslow, the psychologist or whatever, he has that triangle that shows the basic needs and everything like that. And, the levels of tiers going up. That's where I started at. That first level, the bottom of the triangle being the basic need for everybody: food, water, rest, warmth. That's number 1. That's the basic need. No, my wife says it all the time. There's no way that somebody should be hungry every day. I used to work for a company. We did an outdate check on the grocery sections. We threw out cookies and food and stuff that was 30, 60, and 90 days out. Threw it in the garbage. Threw it in the trash can.
And if
had
somebody
the X over it.
that dumpster outside.
Laying next to that dumpster. We put an X over the barcodes. We had to cut it open with a knife, pour the expired milk and stuff all over it. And this stuff wasn't, even out of date. Some of it was 30 days from expiring, 60 days from, this. Some of the medication was 90 days from, and we threw it all away. I'd like, man, I know we could take some of this to like Second Harbors or something like that. Like you said, there'd be a dude out there coming in hungry or whatever, and we were doing so, and we were just throwing that stuff away. We were not allowed to, you know, give any of that stuff away. It just broke my heart, man. I couldn't believe that. So basic need number one, you know, everybody across the world, food, basic need, food, water, warmth, and rest. You know what I mean? Second one is safety needs, housing, security, you know, safe. So give them something to eat, give them a roof. If we get to just those two levels, I'm good with the world. It's a perfect world. Everybody's got something to eat. Everybody's got somewhere to lay their head, not out in the street and stuff like that. Because Jenna says I just can't fathom how we have millionaires and trillionaires and billionaires, and then we got somebody that doesn't have a dollar to their name.
That's
and you know, it's all about the choices and
right too.
But,
right.
You know, hey, but my thing is with that, they work for that. And granted, the luck of the draw, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you strike gold, sometimes you don't. You feel me? They caught that wave at a perfect spot.
But what I'm saying, what you already said, there's so much abundance out here, and you know how me and Jen are spiritually. There's a wealth. I mean, it's money. Hell, we trading crypto coins and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They print money every day. It's all virtual. Your check. When the last time you got your paycheck? You know, $2,000 on payday. You don't even see that money anymore. There's so much out there. There is no way that somebody could not have. I mean, I can see maybe not homeless or whatever, but like even like shelters would be built or something, like somewhere to lay. But there's too much out there for us to have a Bezos and then my man over here that don't even have a dollar. Shit, and they say, well, it's the choices and stuff that what he did in life. Come on, man. There's just too much in the world.
If you look at our paychecks, right? Whether you hourly, salary, whatever, look at the money that they take out of our checks.
Correct.
The taxes or just any other deductions, that could take care of somebody's whole family right there for 2-3 weeks, if not a whole month. Some people that make less are making that same amount of what they're taking out of our checks. It's crazy. Like, and then it's like, where does it go? Oh, we're going to give it back to you when you file your taxes. Like, nah, it's somebody right down the street, right next door, right outside that you could just give this money to, or just not.
And you know what, though?
Not take it from me so I could give it to somebody else or put it to good, you know what I'm saying, some type of good use.
And then these scammers, man, they throw people off because they'll sit here, you know, whatchamacallit, Vice had that episode where they had the homeless dude making like $150 a year by pretending to be homeless, and then he go home to his house and his car and all types of stuff. So then when people see stuff like that, they think everybody's like that. They do the grouping thing. You feel me? Oh, everybody's a scammer. They just he could get a job, he could do this, he could do that. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, man, I hate homelessness so much, especially for our veterans, man, because
that man.
I mean, I couldn't tell you how many stories of homeless veterans going to the VA trying to get help and they can't get it and they blow their head off in the parking lot. You feel me? And that's one thing that I would change. Is the better treatment of our veterans and our homeless people, man.
Right.
But at the same time, you gotta want it. Because you could like they always say, what they say, you could lead somebody to water, but you can't make them drink it.
Correct. So Cindy said, you said they got to want it. She said lower the sense of entitlement and work hard, and people are where they are because of the choices they make. That kind of sorta. I mean, you know, you could be like a paycheck away from being you know, in that situation. You get laid off. That wasn't your choice. You didn't ask to get laid off with a company or something. But I can understand what she's saying, like people. Because then, you know, you get laid off, and instead of you know, dropping that entitlement and starting to work hard, get back out there on the grind, you go get the bottle and then the drugs and the this, that, and other. And then you got a mental aspect that goes along with that too. So I can get with that. So like I said, just on Maslow's chart, those two, if we can get basic needs of food, water, and then housing and security, you know, safety, that's fine. Then you got psychological needs where belongingness and love needs, relationships and stuff like that. That's the third level. Fourth level is esteem needs, you know, prestige and the feelings of accomplishment, you know, that you've done something, great job, well done. And the top level, you're self-fulfillment, you're at self-actualization, you're at peak performance and, you know, your creative juices are flowing and all that kind of just comes full circle. You have all the infinity stones and you can take over and do whatever. And it's all clicked for you, Captain Planet type thing. But
I see what you did there.
And saying all of that, and saying all of that, kindness and compassion, man. We don't have enough of it. And I see, you know, every day we stray further and further away from it. It's true. There's stuff I see where I just don't have, I start losing faith in humanity, man. Like, what are we doing out here? You know, if it was, and that goes back to that greed and that selfishness and stuff like that. If it was selflessness, you know, then it would be, you know, a better place. So then the notes I had, shouldn't be a homeless person or a hungry person when there are millions of trillionaires. Education through, and these were just some of the ones that I had from the what the comments looking like. Lower the sense, not always. People need to workspaces work through. What about people who aren't in a space to be able to be saved? There's a lot of dynamics to it. Like I said, if this world were mine, it'd be.
Go ahead, P. I was gonna answer what Brianna said, but go ahead.
Go for it.
That part just goes back to what I was saying. Like, you know, hourly, salary, whatever type of, you know, money you got coming in, and I can look at it and I can say for myself, they just hit me for like $790 from my paycheck 2 weeks ago. What could you have done, or what could I have done for someone or for my family, or, you know what I'm saying? You know, just with that. Like, I understand you got your savings, you got your 401ks, and I get all that. That's cool. But some of that,
you eat now, like, not 40 years from now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's the same as what Chris Rock said. You know, I'm putting all my money into this and this and this in case shit happen. Well, if shit don't happen, shouldn't I get? Yeah, you know. So it's crazy to just know, but like, you know, what she said just now too. Same thing I've been saying. Just, you know, the education piece is like. It makes no sense, man, just to be able to put your, like, even for us, if you want to put your kids in a private school, just to make sure that they got the best accessible form of education, you got to pay damn near a car, the price of a car for that every year.
Yep. And that's one of the things I wrote down.
That's why we just need to be like the Jews, man. The Jews they own everything. They own schools, and they actually teach their high school students about financial literacy, about building a portfolio, about investing, they teach all that in high school. That's why they pull their kids out of public school and put them in them Jewish academies and all that other nonsense. And that's why they are where they are.
Ranked 26.
Hey.
So just some of the ones from like work or whatever. There was one of the guys is like, education through your bachelor's degree, through bachelor's would be free, and private schools wouldn't be needed. Why is somebody in a private school getting a better education than, you know, somebody that goes to a public school? Let's give all equal education or whatever. That's one of the things that was said.
You know why.
Right. And, you know,
you know why.
So I was like, oh, okay. You know, we just kept on talking. I was like, well, I think you kind of got the answer to that. You know what I'm saying? So one dude was like, you know, free healthcare. And he one that I was like, oh, okay. He said maybe even abolish religion.
Nope.
Like not have religions. And I was like, you know, want him to expound, but he didn't want to get into it. So I was like, you ain't gonna touch it, I ain't gonna touch it either. So
I'm a double dutch on that one, and just
I ain't gonna double dutch nothing.
No, I don't mean like that. Like,
you can have your trees and mountain gods.
No, I ain't afraid to talk about it. I just mean like, see, and that's hard too. You know, back home when I went to Catholic school, we actually had religion as an 8th subject. So it was cool. Like, I didn't mind it, but it gets to be what it does, like what you come across when you're in public schools, or just that curriculum that don't cover everything. You know what I'm saying? Or if you hear some of the stuff that, like what Rick Santorum said at the little Young Americans thing, like you would have just never thought, like, this country was just founded just because somebody just came over here with religious beliefs and that was it. Like, that ain't what this country was founded on. But it's people like that, or it's just the rules and the the guidelines that they place in front of us or to our kids now that is just, that's what messes everything up for everybody. Like, don't nobody want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And we don't have a choice because you're going to pay that extra 25,000 a year just to send your kids to a good school to still learn the same stuff that the other kids are learning for far less.
Yeah.
But
they getting that money because it comes back to that 5-letter word again.
That money.
Greed.
That greed, man. That money. They getting that money. So, all right. So what you think about it? Didn't work, Hector? What was you doing?
I thought you said, man.
Oh, I thought you were trying to hit the horns and it wouldn't go. I was like, battery died.
Yet, man. No horns.
All right.
Not yet,
So
not yet.
another one was he said, he said to cut down on the programming. Just definitely limit what's on the news because it sends everybody into hysterias and narratives and.
Oh, you mean like a gas shortage?
The gas joint, yeah, the gas thing we got going on right now.
They said they'd be filled up by Friday.
This is what
yeah.
Make it, and this I was like, man, y'all wild. And this one I just pulled off. I was on Reddit and I was chatting back and forth with people, and it was like, make it mandatory for people wanting children to take a government-approved course and have a plan to maximize the child's life experience by being good role models. I was like, what? That makes the world. I guess that makes the world a better place. I don't know. I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna write that one.
I shoot the club up. I don't care. I don't care.
Didn't we just have this conversation? And I'm not okay. If you want to have children, then you need to already have something in place. And you shouldn't have to watch TV, read a newspaper, go take a class. Like, no. Because, don't none of that shit matter anyway. It doesn't matter in this sense. You say, oh, we want to have kids one day. Let's take this parenting class. Let's learn this financial etiquette to be able to save money. Let's do this and that to make sure we know how to take care of this baby. And then that baby's going to cry at 3:00 in the morning because they're hungry and they want to be changed. And they ain't going to give a damn about none of that stuff you was trying to do.
All that go out the window?
Yes.
What you going to tell them about learning about a 401k course when they pissed off because they trying to get them eats?
Yeah, because he want the bottle and he want the poop off his back.
Yeah. It don't. So you need to plan accordingly for yourself. Get a bulletin board or something at the crib. Write something on the board and, all right, this is what I want to do. By this point, I need to have this saved or else this might not be a good idea for us to do. That's it. You ain't got to go out your house to get permission from somebody if you're an adult to say, hey, can I have kids? Like, no.
Well, all right, Tay. Paul, what you was talking about, what was next? Because in my world, I come to Wally Land. I come to Rivera, what you want to call it. I come and hang out, see what's going on with you. Shelby said, don't forget we had that back in more than one state, our own towns, our own schools, banks, our own Wall Street. If we did it once, we can do it again. This time it could be for us and everyone else. It's a different day. I love it. We had that. That's where I needed. That's where the comp is coming in. Okay, so let me give you this right quick.
Hey,
you know
today is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yesterday was Tuesday.
You know what I'm saying? That's
money making Wednesday.
Right. Preach, Pastor Wally.
Yeah.
So
man.
I think we hit it. The world was mine.
I think, okay, Pete, so just kind of spinning off of that. So that's just our perspective of it, right?
Right.
Now, the other part of it is like, how do we feel about, I don't want to say passing the burden, but do you turn, and look at the person beside you, or do you have do you pinpoint anybody in particular? In terms of responsibilities.
Oh, well,
or any type of obligations to where you feel as though they should jump in, whereas you're not putting yourself out there first. You need to see somebody else do it before you do it. Like, is that fair? Is that a fair assessment?
Right. I like to champion myself as being a leader. Now not on and there's leaders on different, stages or form, in different forms, or how am I trying to say that? There are different leaders for different arenas is what I'm trying to say. Your political arenas, your entertainment, and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of them I can relate to, maybe because of skin color, how they were raised, or something like that. But a lot of them I don't want to actually, speak for me and be the mouthpiece for me. So we have people that, they used to always say if something went down, social injustice or something like that, it would be, where's Al Sharpton when you need him, or Jesse Jackson, or they want Spike Lee to speak on something or something like that. And we don't need all of that. Did Paul froze up there? He was looking, but so me, I'm looking around just to see what my peers are doing and how they're, approaching things or talking about things or speaking on certain things or whatever. Because like I said, when Black Lives Matters or something comes out and, we have an athlete that says, I fear for my life and my son's life and everything. You ain't had to fear for your son's life or your own life in a very long time. I would still respect you to have your opinion and you can speak on it, but I don't want you to be the mouthpiece for me or the NBA because you probably are in a palatial estate and they don't this ain't hate or anything. I don't want nobody to get mad and start bashing stuff, but you've been living in a palatial estate for the last 15, 16 years. Around the clock security, you're not out there, you have a driver. There's just a lot of stuff that doesn't affect you the way it affects me. Your son goes to a school and has somebody that escorts him there. I said and I'm looking to people around me. Like I said, I can't vibe with a celebrity. I'm most definitely going to hear what they got to say and co-sign it and stuff like that, but it ain't too much more that I can go with on that. You know what I'm saying? Like if, Beyonce says police reform, don't get me beehive or whatever, or she got the money to change that part, but she don't have an issue with police. You know what I mean? So I don't that's just how I feel on it, man. Like gone are the days where when something happens, in the movie industry or something like that, they want Spike Lee to come out and make a statement. Well, Spike don't speak for all the rest of, the people that we got going on, so that's kind of it. That frazzled me. So, I'm kind of just out there now or whatever. But there was another, y'all had something y'all want to hit on that? Black leadership, social responsibility and stuff like that?
Go ahead, P.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, it goes to the same effects of what I was saying. Like, if you're going to ride, you're going to ride. It ain't got nothing to do with making a big scene before you actually go do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Mm-hmm. And, that's the same as you see people that, they poke their chest out, they want to get loud, but they don't move until it's like 5 or 6 people in between you and them. And then it's like, oh, let me get, like, that's what, like, people wait for that type of stuff. Like, you don't need a following. If you really just about that in general, you're going to make a change. You're going to make a difference. You're not going to wait for approval or permission of any kind. If it moves you that deeply, you react just almost as quickly as it happened or as quickly as you hear about it. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I understand there's certain situations where there's certain movements, there's certain actions that need to be taken that require some type of strategic planning. Yeah, yep. I give you that. But you're not just gonna sit around and just, try to like create a buzz. Like, yo, we about to go do this. It ain't enough people yet. Yo, ready? We still
look at me first. Yeah, that pulled up. We need. Like, hold on, who just joined? Oh, we ain't got enough.
Yeah, like that's like we're not gonna start going live until we got at least 10 or 20 people. Like that. No, we're gonna do it when it's time to do it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Hector, I know how you feel about it, Hector. I know.
Listen, man, I am of the Charles Barkley belief, man. I am nobody's role model. You feel me? It is not an athlete or an actor or a musician. It's not their job or it's not their obligation to step in and do anything. I think it's kind of selfish of people to think so. Like P was saying, right. why don't you do it? You feel me? Why you waiting on the next man to do it? Why don't you do it? And that's just my way of thinking. And then at the same, and on the same token, they're so far removed from reality. You know, they're in a different tax bracket where they live. They don't see what goes on. They get second and third hand accounts. They get what the news give them. They get what YouTube give them, what Instagram give them. You know what I'm saying? World Star, whatever. They see what they see it second and third hand. They don't see it live and direct. You feel me? They don't, and a lot of the time when they do it, you know, they looking around. You know what I mean? They looking around to see who's looking. Oh, where's the camera at? Oh, there's the camera. Okay, yeah. You know what I mean? Then let's go out there and, you know, for the people. Like, nah, what you doing it for the camera for? Like, it's not genuine to me. Yep. You know, I rather listen to people that, for lack of a better word, are boots on ground. You know what I mean? I need people that's on the front line. I need people like I don't know her name, man, but at the in Michigan when she gave that speech, the little girl. I need people like her. You know what I mean?
What's her name? We should have her.
Man,
what's her name?
I don't know her name, man, and I feel bad, but she was speaking with emotion and with passion, and she killed it for a good 10 minutes. And that's the type of people, you know what I mean, that we need, that are willing to go out there and not worry about, you know, repercussions. You know, because they're rich. Rich people, what they got to worry about? You know what I mean? They rich. Oh, y'all don't want to buy my music no more? All right, I got my royalties. I'm about to live off these streams. I don't care. You know what I mean? So
some people are actors and they just playing the part because it looks good.
Of course.
And then some people are actors because they're gonna act on it right away and really do something.
What you said about them getting paid per tweet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only time they,
or per like Instagram post also. Like certain things, like if you're doing, and this goes back to what we've been talking about over and over. If you're trying to do something, or if you really love what you're doing, it doesn't come with a monetary value. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody says, hey, we want to take BFA on this platform, then that's different. But
say what?
But look at it though. We've discussed this enough, and we would continue doing this without any type of monetary anything.
Do what you like and like what you do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So if people are so like seriously involved with, you know, certain things or certain movements, but you don't ever see them in the mix of it, I don't really take it to heart that much. To look and be like, oh, he a sellout. Like, no, he gonna say something. You know what I'm saying? The richest people in the world are only a mouthpiece 9 times out of 10. That's it.
I can get with that.
Yeah, that's why I never put no stock in the 45, man. Because he so far removed from the regular people. You know what I mean? When you're a billionaire, you don't know what it's like to go grocery shopping. You know what I mean? What milk costs, what paying a bill is, and all that stuff gets done for you. Once you up there, that stuff gets done for you. You just pay people to do it for you. So, you know what I'm saying? When he was in there, I never expected him to understand the people, because he never came from the people. You know what I mean?
So with that, you saying though, but like the president's just a mouthpiece for the people. So you saying the president still shouldn't be speaking for you?
No, not this one. Now, if you got a guy, well, I mean, yeah, but presidents,
it's
not
different.
Not all of them are super rich. You feel me? They get rich. They get
after.
A lot of their money after with they $250,000 5-minute speeches and, you know, money from here, money from there. They get paid for this school to go talk for an hour. You know what I mean? They make a lot of their money after the presidency. So I wouldn't say that, but people like Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was that he was
been his cousin.
he was an actor. I mean,
Donald Puerto Rican. Donald the Puerto Rican.
Nah. Him and Trump is cousins. That's why. But yeah, like, man, he was an actor. You can't tell me you Hollywood. You feel me? What do you know about anything? And then the last one, like I said, you're a billionaire. You know what I mean? Your life is built on firing people and closing deals and losing deals and gaining deals and shitting on people your whole life.
And he don't care about nothing going on in his household either.
Nothing. I'm rich. I
Nothing.
do what I shut up. Send Melanie back to Yugoslavia. I'll buy another one. Like, you know what I mean? For him, his reality is so different from ours. So I would never expect him
monetary. That's it.
So exactly. So I wouldn't expect him to have anything constructive to say. Just like a lot of, you know, like PK said, I feel for my life. You don't.
you haven't in a long time.
Yeah, in a long time. You know, since high school. You feel me? Like you live. The gates around your house are probably 30 feet tall, and you got round the clock Jay-Z security. You feel me? Like you get escorted to and from the center. You know what I mean? Like you haven't felt fear in a long time. Other than a fan maybe throwing like a shoe at you or something.
All right, but what you saying that takes me into like our last little piece or whatever. You know, he's done what he's needed to do to get that palatial estate and have that around the clock security and all that kind of stuff. So we deem that as successfulness or excellence or whatever. So, you know, Neil was like, the Black excellence was something that he wanted to speak on, the Compass did or whatever. So do you like, what do you define as being excellence? You know what I mean? I just give you my 2 cents and we'll hit it and we can get ready to like wrap up. Cause I don't know, y'all are freezing on my side. So I don't know what's getting ready to happen, but like, you know, when you say excellence, first of all, I'm so tired of us having to put a label on it. It's got to be Black excellence. Why can't it just be just excellence? And I don't want to take anything away from the fact, but okay, I know that person, him or her are Black. We know that most of them have had some type of struggle in their life and everything. But when you have to label it, because I don't see white excellence, Asian excellence, and maybe, you know, I'm not in those communities, so I don't see that. So why do we feel that we have to tag that on the front of it? And subjectively, I think, you know, when they see somebody in this excellence, it's, I wrote them down, perception of them having a bunch of wealth, money. They work at a prestigious company. They studied at a prestigious university. They went pro in a sport, or they're a successful public figure or an influencer or whatever, and that's what we call like excellence. Like, why do we have to why do you think we label that? What's your thoughts? How you feel about that?
Go ahead.
Either of y'all.
Kind of caught me off guard.
Oh, it's all good. My bad.
I think the reason why Black and brown people put a label on it is because we've been looked over for so long. You know, for the longest time, it was you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. Oh, he you know, back to sports. Black quarterbacks aren't smart. You feel me? Things of that nature. So it's always been downgrading or minimizing our achievements and whatnot. So when something does get accomplished, boom, now we got to label it so you know. You feel me? Now we got to put this so you know that we're excellent or we're above average or, you know, whatever you want to call it. Now we got to put that label so you see. You know what I mean? And
I'm with it. I mean, I'm here for it. I'm not discounting it, but I just hate the fact that we actually have to put, you know, Black excellence, or Puerto Rican excellence or something like that, man. Like Bree said, we had to work twice as hard to get it. Now we got to label it stamp of approval. And I say approval because we did it so that, you know what, that young fella, he's pretty good. You know what I mean? But
then you know what comes after that? He's pretty good for a Black fella.
He's pretty fly for a Black guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's what they said. I'm sure I think it was you that told me that time that at work, a co-worker or something was like, oh, you're not like all the other Black guys or something.
Sure
I think that was you that told me that story. So you're like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So,
sure was.
I mean, you always, that perception and that view is not going to change, I don't think, anytime soon. No, for real.
Because my girl, she said, go ahead.
Because you gotta think, man. A lot of times, man, not our generation. This newer generation with social media and everything, they all they want to do is turn up and do a bunch of nonsense, and it paints us in a negative light. So then with social media comes exposure. You know what I'm saying? And then the news is on the news picks up on social media. So then they report on things that they see on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. So we got to help ourselves out by doing better as well. I think it's a two-way street. I think a lot of the things won't change until we start changing. We go back to that hard body raising kids. You know what I mean? We need to do better as parents and raising the next generation. At least trying to school them, be that old head that we had back in the day, that old school guy that used to try to kick knowledge and help us out. Oh, you don't need to be over here. You know what I mean? Get up from the block. This ain't for you. Whatever. You know, I think there needs to be more of that instead of shunning the young kids out for just being wild as hell, because they're wild as hell.
With it. Paul, you want to give us something on it? What's up?
It's putting the worst filter you possibly can on somebody's success, right? First and foremost, I don't need shit notarized. If I'm going to do it and this is what I want to do, then that's what I'm going to work towards to make happen. As far as something that Hector said, you know, that whole, you know, oh man, he's a really good black athlete type of thing, or whatever the case may be. As much as I hated the team that drafted him because he was in my division playing for Washington, but everybody would always say that, man, RG3 is so athletic. RG3 is so fast. Oh, he's so quick. He's so, but as soon as, you know, he started getting injured, they just started dogging him. But here I am watching RG3 and I'm like, he cool. Or, you know, as a quarterback, I was more impressed with the fact that he graduated a year early from college with a double major. I ain't hear nobody talking about that when he was in college playing. I ain't hear nobody say shit about that when he got drafted. I ain't hear nobody say nothing about that when he was a starter or when he got hurt either. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, he's, you know, once he started bouncing around and, you know, he was a backup, they was like, oh man, you know, he's seen the twilight of his career. But like, bruh, like, look at what he did off the field. Like, granted, he made millions of dollars, but if you ask him what was the most impressive thing that he did in his life, is it making the NFL, or is it what he did from an educational standpoint? Because regardless of the NFL, if he would have never got drafted, where would he be right now with the credentials he has from his education?
Right. I got you.
And to kind of piggyback and go backwards, he's in an interracial relationship. But whatever.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. So, what Bree? Oh, go ahead, Paul. You good?
I just don't believe it, man. Like, we put that stigma on ourselves for all the wrong reasons because we want to be cool and be different instead of just trying to do what we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we just so happen to do something and it just turns out to be like, dang, yo, it ain't too many black people that have done this before. Okay, great. But that shouldn't be the goal to try to, let me put my stuff in a box and make sure that my box is here and I'm the only person that can say that they've done this, or, you know, put this black excellence label on my shit and my shit only. Like, it's just, because that makes you feel a type of way. If I say I did this and you may have a different path to getting here where I'm at, but it don't apply to you, or it ain't the same because you did it a little different. Like, that's the stigma that they put on us. And then we also, at the same time, we do it to ourselves too. So it's a lot of checks and balances that need to be done amongst ourselves for real. And I don't really know how that's going to happen, just because, you know, a lot of people fall for the divisive BS, man.
Yeah. And Bree said, you know, let's see. We also have to find a way to highlight it. We see. What do you think is divisive about it? And in your opinion, are we wrong for monetizing? No, not at all. I don't see this being divisive. I think it's being misunderstood. What I was saying. I just feel like we shouldn't even have to label it. We should be past that point, which we know we're not. So yeah, we go monetize. I ain't never hating on getting that money. Get that money by any means necessary.
It should just be cool. Like Preston should just want to go on vacation or retire early because that's what he want to do. It shouldn't have to be, damn, yo, that's Black excellence right there. Like granted you and Janet are, in my opinion, in that category of the excellence, just as far as, you know what I'm saying? Like you got the totem pole and then you got the top of the ladder, then you got them up here. So it's different.
Y'all different. Y'all funny, man.
But to put that stigma on it and frown upon anything that other people are doing is just pointless to me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, real quick, man. For Bree, who said white men are born excellent?
We have to see.
Man, if you don't take that comment, tuck it back in the laptop.
Nah,
okay,
that's
so
what they.
I don't want to say it. I'm not going to go in that route.
But why do we think that though? That's the crazy thing. I think
we don't think that. That's what they try to shove down our throat.
I think my problem is, especially today, is the misuse of words. Like everything today is iconic. Everything is, excellent. Everything is legendary. Everything is. They've taken the actual powerful meaning out of words. So now they're just throwing words around.
I'm glad. Nope. I'm glad you just said that. Okay. Without being one way or another on this, just like she said, with it being like, like sometimes white children or whomever, they feel like they were born, or I can't remember what the comment said. I don't see it anymore. But I feel like for me, the term Black excellence is thrown out there so much because of the,
Is it watered down?
No. I feel like it's been thrown out so much by our people to combat what's been said on the other side of the coin, with the white power and the So I feel like that's really just all it is.
Cindy said, "Do what they say we can't do and do it better." I like it.
Yeah, you did it first. I did it better. That's it.
That's it. Fellas, y'all feel like we're in a good place? Right. Y'all feel like we're in a good place? I know it was a little scattered. They even tried to disconnect us. I don't know how I'm going to chop this up to see if I can get it on Spotify by tonight, get it merged in or whatever. It might be two separate little things or whatever. So, but yeah, man, that was episode 6. Hope you guys enjoyed it or whatever. We powered through. We had to do what we had to do. Episode 7, Paul, preliminary is, a man, to be a man, the pressures of being a man. What do we think a real man is? I don't know yet.
What does the song say? Can't raise a man.
Can't raise a man. Okay, so preliminary, you can't raise a man. That's episode 7. That's what we're gonna go with there. So hey, we thank everybody for joining us. Episode 7 will be same time, same place next week. Wednesdays at 7:15, Brothers for Another. We go live. We do this. We discuss all the topics and conversations and stuff that we talk about offline. We kind of try to incorporate them into here. We are still taking suggestions and comments from you guys for what you want to hear us talk about, our take, all that kind of stuff. Critiques, how we doing, good, bad, indifferent, however you feel about it. Check us out. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Google Podcasts. I'm gonna stop announcing all that stuff. If you go to our page, we got the link tree up there now. You click that link tree, it shows you where we're at, YouTube and all that good stuff, so we can stop having to give you that whole rundown. Because we out here, we all in your face and in your ear, wherever you at. So that's what that is,
Sorry, Rihanna.
But the only thing I got left to say.
Look at the last comment. She said she's gonna hate us next week. Sorry, Rihanna.
Should be all right.
So the only thing I got left to say, man, anybody that's watching me, listening and stuff like that, if you have a business and you want to get shouted out, because nobody sends us any small business shout out, drop the links down there. I will always plug the wife because she is She Gathers Wellness, aka Gat House Fitness, yoga instructor, guided meditations, Reiki healing, you know, a life coach and all that good stuff. She'll drop her stuff down there since nobody else wants to. I know Bree has a business. My cousin Avery has a business, man. Drop all your stuff down there. Before we get out of here, because Hector's always we always celebrate wins, and he's always handing out his flowers and all that kind of stuff. Last time I was over there, I was getting a haircut. You told me that you got all the paperwork together for the LLC, for the barbershop and all that kind of stuff. So we should be chopping at the chop shop. May even record one of these straight from the shop, you know, one of these days coming up, man. Proud of you, brother. That's the big step. You've been talking about it. And that's to see you putting it into action. I never doubted you, but to see you, you know, getting that thing and getting it going and putting it into action, man, can't do nothing but give you nothing but flowers for that kind of stuff, man, because that's a big step, man, to being a business owner. And like I said, I'm just ready to record on that thing, man. So, and I need to holler at you, get lined up here or whatever. So we thank y'all for joining us, man. We're going to get on up out of here. Peace and love. We love y'all, brothers. Y'all stay on. We talk for a second. Y'all take it easy. We'll see y'all next week.